Nathan,
Mhm.
I was watching a commercial the other day,
Okay.
not intentionally, but it came up during the actual show I was watching.
Mhm.
And I was a little disgusted by what I saw in this
No.
commercial. So the idea was it's a couple, they're going on a road trip.
Oh,
Yeah,
gosh.
already not great.
Yeah.
But this couple they're a techie couple.
Okay.
So they're into tech, they're into Internet of Things,
Mm.
all that stuff.
Yeah.
And so one of them says, "Oh, oh no, I forgot to feed the dog."
Yeah.
And the wife is like, "Just use the Alexa," or
Right.
some variation of that nature. It cuts back to the house and there's an automatic dog feeder that distributes food into the dog bowl.
Yeah.
And the dog comes running up looking all happy.
Mhm.
And then it cuts back to the couple and Buick flashes across the screen like buy a
Buick.
Buick or something like that.
Sure.
Anyway, a few problems with this.
Mhm.
One, the car was barely in the commercial,
Yeah. Yeah.
which that's pretty standard for a lot of car commercials these days, I feel like,
Mm.
unless you disagree.
I don't know. I haven't been, really aggregating my car commercial knowledge personally,
Okay,
but
well, we'll check back on that next week.
yeah, I'll be paying attention.
The second thing, using an Alexa to feed your dog just seems so wrong to me
That ain't
on so
it.
many levels.
Yeah. Yeah. What are we doing? We can't take care of the dog. What happens if the dog feeder runs out of food? Alexa can't refuel the dog feeder. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not
Then you would have starved your dog on vacation. You'd come
sure.
back.
I'm not even on the logistical side of things.
Okay.
I'm from a pure moral standpoint,
Sure. We're getting
an
ethical with it.
emotional standpoint. Feeding your dog is one of the best things you can do with your dog.
Okay. Sure. Sure.
Every dog likes feeding time,
Sure.
dinner, lunch, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
To just abstract that away into a digital format where you just press a button and it happens,
Exactly.
you're losing one of the most precious moments with your animal companion.
Yes.
So
Your best friend if you're a
yeah,
man.
yes.
Well, yeah, and I think you bring up a good point. What happens when the dogs they're getting fed by a robot? What happens when the robots rise up, Ryan?
Robot's best friend. That's what
Yes,
happens.
yes, exactly. They're going to be affectionate, not towards you, toward Alexa, the
Mhm.
one and only. So,
They're not
and
gonna bite the hand that feeds them.
right,
What
exactly. And we all know we need dogs to take down the robots.
That's
Okay,
right.
I've talked to people,
Yep.
and that's what we need. That's the key.
So I would just like to make sure that the hand feeding them is a human hand rather
Yes.
than a robot hand.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Little PSA.
Sure. Welcome back, everybody. Episode 14 is what we're doing.
That's
And
right.
Nathan Gentry's my name.
And you almost said my name,
Brian
which
Ruby's your name.
maybe who he wants to be.
Yeah,
I don't know.
when I grow up.
Sure.
That's what I've always said. And then I met a guy named Brian Ruby. So
And that changed
I
forever.
said, I cannot do this
Never
anymore.
again.
But I'll start a podcast with him. So
Yep.
thanks again for joining us. We appreciate you being here and just chilling with us as we go through our days, go through just kind of finding the humor in
Yep.
everything we're doing. And that's pretty easy to do because we're
hmm
very easy to laugh at.
Like sand through the hourglass.
Yeah, they
It's
just, yeah.
the story of our lives.
Yeah, exactly. So speaking of, how were these grains of sand going through your hourglass of late?
Coarse.
Very coarse.
Very coarse.
Yeah, sure.
And yet there was also a lot of them. So the
Okay.
movement of the sand was restrictive. Restricted, maybe, was the word I wanted.
Sure. Yeah.
Both.
Yeah. I appreciate the what is it called? Memoir. That's not it. The metaphor.
Sure.
Um, but maybe if you could just break that down into regular terms, because I will be honest, I'm not exactly sure what you meant by that.
Well, okay. Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
Real quick, though, I hope you can't hear the screaming going
Screaming.
on. That
Yeah.
there's apparently a group of people outside the window just cheering on 3 a.m. in the afternoon.
Yeah. We appreciate it.
We didn't ask for the fans,
Yeah.
but
Well,
we'll take them.
little did you know, I actually put a sign outside my window that says
Yeah.
"Scream if you can see this." Um,
I'm a little intrigued as to what's actually going on.
yeah,
Um,
it's definitely a question. I believe it's over at the union.
okay.
Some group of people. Um, but I don't know. It's maybe a sorority event. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
But maybe we'll check that out later.
Maybe.
But for now, what's been going on in your days here?
Well, quite a bit.
Mhm.
Um, you know, we last week,
Yeah.
last episode 13,
Mhm.
we were talking a lot about classes
Sure.
and extracurriculars,
Yeah,
jobs.
two main themes there. Yeah.
This week, I want to get a little into the atmosphere of campus.
Ooh, I
Okay.
like that. Yeah, just really set the scene.
There's really nothing quite like walking around campus, the people that you see, the people that you meet,
Sure.
the people that come up to you for
Yeah.
no reason and
Uh-huh.
ask you to do something for them. It's
Okay.
it's quite like no other place.
That's so true.
I'll break it down for you. So, first two things. I'm sure you're intimately familiar with. There's this lady. She stands outside the union. She, to put it simply, she's a God-fearing woman.
She is. Yeah. Yeah.
And frankly puts the fear of God in me every time
Okay.
I walk past her.
She's doing her job then.
She shows up pretty early.
Okay.
At one point, I want to say 6:30 in the morning.
No way. Holy cow.
Kind of standing there with her Bible.
Mhm.
I've seen her with kind of a flag sometimes,
Okay.
little banner action going on,
Sure.
and I'm intrigued to know how long she's been coming to campus. She's on the older side,
Uh-huh.
so I don't know if she went to school here, alumni,
Yeah. Yeah.
or whatnot,
Mhm.
but she was there on the first day of classes.
Sure.
Um,
You know, just like the rest of us.
I haven't seen her since,
She was
so I'm a little worried.
she was serving her own class, teaching about the Lord.
Yeah, serving us all that.
All that.
But I'll make it clear. I'm not a believer, and that's important later.
Okay.
So,
Are you a believer?
yes,
Okay.
and I'll get to that later too.
Oh,
No, I'm just
okay.
kidding.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's this other woman, but she's kind of a Justin Bieber fearing woman.
But yeah, this lady cracks me up. Just her inflection is really nice. And then another interaction that happened.
Mhm.
I'm walking home. Actually, I'm walking my car,
Okay.
and I'm about 30 seconds away from my car.
Okay.
So I'm in the final stretch here.
Uh-huh.
This guy is kind of on an intercept path to me.
Yeah.
So I don't really know what's up. I assume he's just gonna walk past me like most people do. Instead, also, I've got my AirPods in. Number
Sure.
one signal that you probably shouldn't talk to me.
Yeah. Number one signal that I've got money.
Sure.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
My time is not worth your
Random
your
interactions.
yes.
Your time.
My time's not worth your time. I don't know where I was going with that. But he kind of waves for my attention, and I don't know if I was feeling kind-hearted that day.
Mhm.
I'd like to say that I'm a good person.
Right.
Um,
That's great.
moving on,
Yeah.
and
Just yeah.
and so I like, hey, what's up? And he's like, hi, I'm a theology student
Okay.
on campus. I'm internally I'm sighing, externally I'm smiling
That's
because
kind
he
of a
seems
weird
like a
thing
nice
for him
guy.
to say.
It is.
Okay. Yeah.
And he's like, could I do a presentation for you?
Oh,
I have to do it for a class.
I thought I was going to say on you. Can I do
And
a
I said,
presentation
do
on
not
you?"
touch me.
Yeah.
And he said, yeah, I have to do a class presentation to people that I find around campus. Would you mind
Mhm.
if we find a place to go sit down? It'll take a few minutes. like I said, I was feeling kind-hearted, so
Yeah.
I agreed. I don't know why I
Wow.
agreed,
Yeah.
but
That's nice of
I
you.
kind of just felt like helping him out because as soon as he said class presentation, I thought if I had to do a presentation asking people around campus and everyone just saying no,
Yeah.
don't talk to me,
Mhm.
I'd feel kind of bad. And it's not like I had to be somewhere either.
Right. I
So
had to be getting out of here. That's
it,
maybe what you wanted to do later.
it is.
Yeah.
And he said a few minutes. It ended up being around like 10 minutes, which is a little more than a few, in my
Yeah.
opinion. But it's
It's a few more than a few. So that's
it wasn't
oh,
too long.
sure.
We weren't bordering on like half an hour.
Yeah.
So
So what is this presentation?
the
He's like,
presentation,
have you heard of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day
and
Saints? That's
that was my initial assumption of where it was going.
right.
Pulls out a Bible and he's like, I'm gonna do a presentation about how the Bible is fact, basically.
Okay.
So
And the Bible is facts.
yeah, and he's like, he starts off with, to my surprise, but also my excitement, he says, do you believe in
Yeah.
God? Are you a believer? And
Uh-huh.
I'm like, maybe this ends now. He said,
Sure.
no, I don't. I'm not. And he's like, and I'm like, so I can, and he's like,
Yeah.
no, that's actually what I want.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I want.
Oh,
That's
thank
good. I was
goodness.
like,
Yeah.
dang it. I was like,
Say, I'm actually starting to believe right now.
I went to church
I'm getting a
last
feel.
Sunday,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah.
Say, oh, I'm feeling the spirit. I'm feeling
God,
the spirit.
love God.
Yeah.
And so he starts off, he's giving all these facts, he's pulling examples from the Bible, all this stuff.
Okay.
It's not really that important what he talks about.
Sure. Well, some would say.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
it the actual content of the presentation, I don't even remember most of it, to be honest.
Well,
It kind of went over my head.
okay. It's a little bit,
Yeah.
a little bit more educated. It was an upper level class. Let's just say that.
My reaction to everything he says, though, I don't know what he wants me to do because he's asking questions, but they seem rhetorical. But at the same time,
Uh,
he's like pausing.
yeah.
So I'm kind of, the whole time, I'm just kind of nodding my head. I'm saying, yep, or sure. Kind of like what I do on the podcast,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. Sure.
sure.
Yeah.
And sometimes he's expecting real answers, and I'm saying, sure.
Sure.
And then he's waiting an extra 10 seconds. And I'm like, I don't really know what you want from me here. We get to the end, and the only actual kind of conversation that I have is he asks, so how did I do? And I'm like, what metric are we going off of here?
Yeah. What's
Were you trying to convince me,
Yeah.
persuade me? Were you I lead off, I'm like, you didn't really change my mind, but also you presented it well, I guess. And he's like,
Yeah.
oh, that's good.
Oh,
Thank you.
thank you.
And I
Your public speaking skills were good. I will say you were probably below average on figuring out whether a question was rhetorical or
Sure.
not. Really making
Yeah.
sure that's clear.
you led your questions a little. Let me just say
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know. Has anything like that happened to you? First off.
I don't know. I mean I've had people come up to me on campus, but mostly it's like, yo, you do that 3 a.m. in the afternoon podcast.
Yeah.
No, I can't say I had any theology students come up to me and ask for
I
a
didn't
presentation.
actually know that we had theology students.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely convinced that he was, to be
He
honest.
was just he was actually just trying to convert you. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think about the last person that came up to me and asked questions. I will say I'm not as nice as you are, and I would probably just say no. I feel like a lot of the religious content is the people who hand out the New Testaments.
Mm,
That they like to show up
yeah,
partway
that's
through
right.
partway through the semester when you're feeling use a little help in these classes. You know,
Mhm.
I'm maybe I should send up some prayers.
Yeah.
They're there for you then. But no, I can't say that I've done that. I would welcome it though. I think I would say yes. But then again,
Sure.
I'm more of a believer, and I think I'm more of a believer than you are, frankly.
I think you are.
But that's
I think I would do it again too.
yeah.
I didn't. It was awkward, but
Mhm.
I felt like I was helping him.
Yeah, you feel good. You feel good.
Yeah, I don't know.
And that's exactly how you'll feel when you convert over to Christianity.
Yeah.
No.
We are now a religious
Um,
podcast, and
yeah.
time for your episode sermon.
No, I'm just kidding.
The
But
the third guy that I saw on
3
campus.
guys. Holy cow.
Yeah.
Well, 2.
Well, one of them was a woman,
Yeah, sure.
also in front of the union.
Mhm.
I I don't see him at first,
Okay.
but I do hear him.
Okay.
I'm walking to class, and
Wait, I think I might know where this is
do you know
going.
where this is
I think
going?
I might know where
Okay.
this is going.
And I'm like, what? What is that noise?
Yes.
What is that? Sounds familiar. Sounds like a
Alright.
familiar noise.
Okay.
Like coming along. It was a guy in front of the union playing a recorder.
Yes. Yes.
And when I walked by, he was playing Under the Sea quite well, in my opinion.
I know.
A
Yes.
lot better than I could ever play a recorder.
Yeah.
And we got some practice in on those things back in middle school, let me tell you.
That was your music
So,
class. You were hitting the hours. You're probably at
yes.
10,000 hours at this point. You're
Yeah.
expert level.
I'm practiced,
Mhm.
but I'm not good.
Okay, sure. I was practicing, just
Really
practicing
not
how to be
musically
bad.
inclined at all.
Yeah, it's tough. We can't all be, doing karaoke
No.
and all that. So
Yeah, that's why I let you handle the musical numbers
Yes,
for the podcast,
exactly.
because it would not go over well.
Yeah.
Let's just say we would drop even more listeners
Yeah.
than when you do it.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I love that I don't think anywhere else that I frequent besides a college campus would have a man playing his recorder, trying to get clout. He had a little whiteboard with like an Instagram handle on there too.
No, you don't. Did you even see what that said?
What did it say?
You don't even know what's going on.
I didn't read it.
That's the whole thing. So on the whiteboard, it said, I'm bad at fantasy football. I can't leave until I get $20. Here's my Venmo.
So it was
That's
a
what.
Venmo handle.
Yes, it was a Venmo handle. It was a punishment. Presumably, he was last place in fantasy football. But here's the thing with that. Like you said, he was pretty good. So
who's
it's
getting
like,
punished?
yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. Well, yes. Who's getting punished? I guess he is, because he asked. I don't know how long he stood there. I think it was probably less than 30 minutes, because I walked past him going out, and then when I came back, he was gone.
It wasn't a punishment for my ears.
Yes, exactly. If he just had his Venmo handle and he's like playing for tips or whatever, he probably would have gotten $20 faster than if he said, "I'm stopping when I hit $20." Because it's like,
Yeah.
I don't want you to stop. Frankly, I
Just
would think
keep
about
donating
donating.
1 cent increments.
Yeah, I'm also confused because fantasy football ended last February.
That's
So
true.
has he been practicing this whole time? Is that why he's so good?
Maybe.
Or
good point.
is he projecting that he's going to lose this year? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
the analysts got together and they said, I don't have a shot.
Yeah.
So we're getting out of the way early.
Yeah.
I wanted to do it when it was still kind of warm for my punishment.
I mean, that's fair for him, but
Yep.
it's I mean, honestly, if he did it when it was cold, again, more likely that I'm going to donate, because it's like, okay, you probably shouldn't be out in the cold
Yeah.
all that much. But frankly, it was a treat. It was a treat, and so that's on him. He should not have wrote that on the board.
Like I
But
said,
clearly, some people didn't even read it. So.
I didn't read it. It was kind of
Yeah.
like in my peripheral.
Yeah.
I saw there was a whiteboard and I saw the ad. So
Yeah.
I assumed it was Instagram, maybe YouTube, something like that. Email.
Well, I don't think YouTube even uses ads.
That's why I kind of backtracked on that. Said email.
Email. Yeah.
Well, email my agent.
I saw he had a whiteboard, and I can't believe you didn't read it explicitly, because I wasn't even going where I was going to walk past him. I specifically diverted my path so that I would walk by him and be able to read what it said, and then not donate to him. So
Sure. You just appreciate the fine arts a little more than I do.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I think it's it's something that I value. I'll just say I want it that way. That's what I'll say. But that's great. I don't even know that I wrote that down as something that happened to me this week. So I'm glad you brought that up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a
It
little
was-
trifecta of interactions on
Yeah.
campus for you.
Exactly. Let's see. I'll I actually just real quick, I had another interaction, more so one
All
that
right, let's make it a quartet.
I was not out a part of. So it was kind of an A/B conversation, and I see my way into it.
Okay.
But whatever.
Yeah.
Um, anyway, I was walking to class and I overhear these people talking, and she what did she say? She said, um, you know, you I need to look this up because I can't remember exactly what happened, but she said, "Don't gaslight women, especially at 10 a.m. in the morning on a Thursday." That's what she said. And I'm proud to say, well, I'm not proud to say that she was being gaslit if that happened.
Mhm.
Um, I'm proud to say that her friends spoke up and said, AM in the morning isn't a thing. You just said the same thing twice.
Nice.
So, I think they're probably listeners.
Yeah.
I did hear them say, "Yo, is that the
Yeah, and then you walked
guy?"
up to him and said, "Hey, no autographs, but I
Yeah.
appreciate the support."
Exactly. So I feel like we're making inroads
We are
here.
making an impact
Yeah.
on the English language.
Exactly.
Would you look at that?
So you're welcome. You're welcome,
And thank
and
you.
thank you. Exactly. Exactly.
Uh,
I had quite a few things that I either overheard
just
or
little
was a
things
part
over
of
here.
a
I feel like that's a
conversation.
like, good little segment. Little things
Yeah.
over here on campus.
Yeah.
What's going on in the average college kid's head? Not a lot,
Yeah.
but
But some things.
yep.
Um, I had another one. I was talking with this guy, and he had a phrase that he used that I'm really trying to figure out how I can uh, you put in the lexicon. Did I say
Well,
kid? I
no, you
hope
said
not.
guy.
Okay, good.
I think.
I was worried that I said kid there, and
Now I'm not
it's
sure.
not. Well, okay. Anyway, what's I
We'll
say
fix it in post.
I
We'll
say
fix it in
we
post.
replace you guys with you kids.
Okay. Yeah.
What's up, you kids? You're
It's
having an afternoon here.
it's just generally demeaning instead
Yeah,
of
exactly. I am above you right
more focused.
now.
Sure.
Anyway, yeah, I was talking to this guy, and he was like, "I'm not a preacher, and I'm not a prophet, but this is one of the top two projects." Is what he was saying, and the context isn't really important. But I'm not a preacher, and I'm not a prophet. It's just an excellent saying.
Yeah,
It's like,
no, it
oh
is.
my
I like that.
gosh, that
That is
that
good.
really drew me in. It's like,
Sure.
okay, you're not a preacher, you're not a prophet. What
What
are
are
you?
you?
Yeah,
Those are the only two things I could come up with
exactly.
after what I've been hearing from you.
Say, I'm talking with him. Okay, you're probably either a preacher or a prophet.
Yeah.
No, neither of those two. Whoa. All right, now I'm
Yeah.
hooked. So let's just say I'm not a preacher, I'm not a prophet, but this is gonna be a great episode.
Mhm.
And that's probably going in the description, if I'm
Sure.
being honest.
Nice. I like it.
And the other one, which I don't really have many comments on, and I feel like we can just kind of say set it and forget it. But I was in Target. I was back in the Forbidden Land, and I heard this was a kid, say to his mom. He said, "Mom, when you were born, did you see pound puppies?" And I don't know what that means.
I needed you to ask that kid what that meant.
Say, I'm so sorry. What did you mean? Let's dive into that.
Yeah.
Let's dig deeper.
Let's do a little Freudian analysis on what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't
Hound
have
puppies?
yeah, I don't know what that means really.
The only thing that could mean is puppies at the pound,
That's
right?
what I'm thinking.
It has to
So
be.
it's like, were you born at the pound?
That's it.
I don't know. The other thing is like,
I'm fairly certain I didn't see them when I was born.
I don't remember it. That's the thing. Is like, I really don't quite understand if he doesn't remember things from when he was born. How does he expect his mom to remember things from when she was born?
Yeah.
It really opened up a lot of questions.
Yeah, double standard for sure.
Yeah. Exactly.
Is that all of the things you've overheard? Is that
I believe so. I mean,
right.
I've overheard a lot of things, but those were the only things that I thought to write down.
Cool.
Um,
Well, I think that concludes our weekly segment of campus gossip, Lincoln gossip,
yes,
something of that
gossip
nature,
in the LNK,
which will definitely be weekly, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, there's lots of things being said, overheard on campus.
All right, Nathan, I've got a question for you.
Okay.
This relates to a little message, little text, a little text that I need some context.
Okay.
For.
Sure.
Fruit
Oh,
party.
yeah.
Fruit party.
Yes.
What is that?
Well, I don't think that was the whole text. I think it was
You want me to pull up the whole text?
yeah, I think it was I'm throwing a fruit party.
Okay.
And I'm glad you brought it up because it was also in my notes. Yeah, I threw a fruit party this week.
You did.
I don't know what what. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. But I guess I'll try to dig into some of the details here. So let's just kind of set the context straight,
Please.
set the record straight. So I had this event that I was going to be going to on Sunday, right? And like a good event goer, an attendee, as some would say, like, yeah, let's bring some food and kind of support and just show our support.
Mhm.
And so what I did is I brought a fruit tray. I bought a fruit tray, I should say. I didn't bring it. That's key. That is key right there. So I brought, dang it, I bought a fruit fruit
Oh
tray.
no.
I'm gonna stop saying that. But because I was like, we got to get some watermelon in there. It's in the summer. This is fruit
Mhm.
season, and so I got this tray.
Is it?
Yeah, summer is fruit season. You're telling me you don't eat fruit in the summer?
I eat fruit most seasons,
Okay,
but
well,
no.
it
Okay,
doesn't really
sorry.
grow.
I shouldn't have questioned. I
Yeah,
don't actually know what fruit season is.
I'm gonna need you to pipe it down. No, yeah, you don't know. You wouldn't. No, I'm
No,
just kidding.
I would be the last person to know, actually. I'm so
Um,
sorry.
but
Continue.
anyway, so I have this tray. Unfortunately, event gets canceled. So I'm like, uh-oh. I've got this fruit tray, no event to bring it to. So I'm like, there's only one thing to do when you're in this situation,
Mhm.
and it's throw a fruit party.
Yep.
Now, party is great. A fruit party is great. Unfortunately, I'm like, well, if I'm throwing a fruit party, I can't run out of fruit. And that's exactly what I would be doing if I just had this tray. So I went out, I got some more fruit for the fruit party, sending it in the different channels, in the different group chats and whatnot. So I got some more fruit, and we had a blast. So it was all fruit themed. I got a fruit playlist going. So
Mm.
basically, any songs that mention fruit, we got Hollaback
Watermelon
Girl,
sugar.
Watermelon Sugar was on there. Um, Fruit Salad by the Wiggles, that sort of thing.
Sure.
We had Flo Rida Low with the apple bottom jeans.
Of course.
Hollaback Girl BANANAS, that sort of thing. So we had that, kind of set the ambiance. Obviously, we brought fruit, and
Pretty important.
it is. You can't throw a fruit party and not bring fruit.
Ridiculous.
And I probably had, my estimate was 7 to 10 pounds of fruit. So it was
So quite a bit.
significant. It was significant.
Yeah.
And we also got some fruit games. So I got Bananagrams.
Apples to apples.
Oh, did not get that one, but that would have been a great one. And I got throw avocado though.
Oh, I see
so,
that. I can
yeah.
actually see it right now.
Yeah,
it's out of frame.
That we didn't get into that one. So
Okay.
but
Yeah.
it was a great time. I think we also played some fruit Sporkle quizzes. Have you been
Oh,
on Sporkle?
not since you mentioned it to me a while ago. That for the first time.
Oh,
If
okay.
you remember that.
I don't, but I believe
It was
I'm a
okay.
Sporkle evangelist, you could say.
Yeah.
I'm taking a Sporkle class, so I might need to
You're
kind of
taking a
survey you on
Sporkle
that.
class? What does that mean?
I might. Well, I'm just gonna have to give you a presentation at some point.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but anyway, so we had some games. It was a blast. We got the people in here. If you're on YouTube, you can also see we got some balloons in frame.
It is, quite frankly, a party in here still.
Yeah, dude. Okay, and this I gotta say, balloons are insane, dude.
They're crazy.
They're incredible. First of all, they're a good party activity. It doesn't even have to just be the decoration; it's the activity as well. We got these multicolored balloons.
Mhm.
I call them fruit balloons because you can imagine that
'Cause
they're
it's a
different.
fruit party.
Well, yeah, but we got limes, we got apples.
Mhm.
The white ones are difficult to work
A
with.
white fruit that
But
I'm sure exists.
We decided it was the inside of a
Mhm.
dragon fruit, I think.
Okay.
Or maybe passion fruit.
Blueberries,
Blueberry, yeah. We got
red
grapes.
berries,
Yeah, exactly.
green berries.
So we got that, but I was
Such a
running low
versatile
on
fruit.
time, and so I'm like, we'll just have people, blow them at the party. that's so much fun, as we did before we
Yeah,
recorded
we
here.
did have a little ballooning session
Yeah.
beforehand.
So we
I
had
think
that.
that's great. I mean, you're single-handedly, yeah, in one fell stroke, having a fun activity,
Yeah.
but also outsourcing the labor
Yeah.
of creating the balloons, blowing them up. If you did all these
Exactly.
by yourself, probably would have passed out before you
Yeah,
started.
honestly though.
Mhm.
But collectively, we can harness everyone's breath, um, and really just make a big impact.
Yep.
So that's a pro strat to anyone throwing a party out there. Have your guests blow up balloons, and then after you do that, then you got balloons, and you're
Yeah,
throwing them around. I don't think there's a day that's gone by that Charlie and I haven't kicked around the balloon and just kind of
sure.
keep it off the ground, an
Mhm.
age old game.
Yeah, and
So
then,
so much fun.
as the weeks go by, you sort of get a surprise every so often when
Yeah,
pop.
sure, no pops yet, but
Will these pop
I
if they're
don't think
just
so. As you can see
breath?
here, you have a deflated balloon. It used to be bigger than this,
Mm,
but it's taken a toll. Um,
'cause that might only be helium balloons now that I think about it.
I
So,
don't think they pop. I don't think they pop. They just kind of wither and just make the room look
which might be
very
more
sad.
sad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
you watch your
pretty
balloon slowly decay over time.
it's pretty devastating.
Yeah, quite a metaphor for the human life.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm gonna say it. Oxygen balloons, breath balloons, better than helium balloons.
yeah,
What games can you play with helium balloons?
um,
Keep it from floating away?
destroy the environment. Who
Yeah,
can destroy the
yeah.
environment
That's
faster?
one of my favorites.
Um,
That's always a good time,
mhm.
as we've, gone through the years here, but anyway, so we got balloons. I cannot speak highly enough on Honey Nut Cheerios and balloons. Those are kind of my top 2 choices. Nathan's favorite things, I would say.
Yep,
But
we're starting
anyway,
a list.
we got that. Anything else? We watched Lemonade Mouth eventually. But I gotta say, I almost ran out of fruit. It was pretty nuts.
Wow,
Well, it was more fruit. But
bananas maybe.
yes, it was pretty bananas. That's exactly right. But great turnout for the fruit party. It was probably one of the best fruit parties that I've ever been to or thrown, but I might be biased in that.
Mhm.
So that's actually why I was at Target, was for the party. Um, you know, Getting these games, Bananagrams, which okay, I got to talk about that later.
Okay.
Bananagrams, third favorite thing, maybe.
Yeah.
I might be addicted to Bananagrams.
Okay.
It's a little bit of an issue. I was playing.
We'll get you some help.
Yeah, I mean, you might need to. I was playing by myself yesterday,
Oh my gosh.
and it was to the point I played for enough time where I felt a little bit bad afterwards. It was like I should not have played for that long. Not unlike any other addiction. I think it's something that's not talked about enough. Maybe we need some warning labels on the
Mhm. Raise
bag or
some
whatnot.
awareness.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, so I got Bananagrams at Target, and I was kind of going around, and one purchase that I thought about making but didn't was fake lemons, just as sort of a decorative piece. Um, and I thought about it, and it was like they're like vase fillers, basically. Unfortunately, I don't have a vase, so it's like, am I going to buy a vase? And then I was like, what if I hung them from the ceiling? Like that would be kind of fun. I think add to the ambiance.
I'm
Like,
looking around.
tell me that wouldn't be fun.
I don't see him.
You're right. I didn't end up buying them, but I was like, while I was still in the debating phase, I was like, all right, maybe I could like get some twine or something to like tie around the lemons, because I'm like, how am I gonna? I don't want to just like scotch tape them from the ceiling. That probably wouldn't be ideal. That would be
A
trashy.
hazard, maybe. What if they
Um,
fall on you during the
they're
party?
pretty light, so I think they would
Okay.
be okay.
When
Just
life gives you lemons,
yeah, exactly.
tape them to
You
the ceiling.
you might go to the hospital. I
Yeah.
don't know. No. So I was like, okay. And I looked for quite a while, and I was like, I can't find this. So I went and found the Target employee. And in other words, my woes at Target continue. But I found a Target employee. I'm like, now, all right, this is kind of a weird question, which it really wasn't a weird question. That's just how I start all my interactions with store employees just to kind of hedge my bets
Mhm.
in case they're like, "Why are you
What are
asking
you
that?"
talking about?
I'm like, "Nah, this might be kind of a weird question here." They're like, "I see why you led with that. I'm glad you
Yeah.
warned me because that would have been striking." But I go, it's kind of a weird question, but do you have twine here? Do you have twine? He's like, twine. Let me
Twine.
think. And he was thinking. I'm like, I don't. And then I was second guessing myself.
Twine.
I'm
I was
like,
like,
am I using the right word?
is
Like, what
that
even is twine? I don't know. I'm thinking of like kind of that brown color. It's kind of frayed as it
I'd
goes
say
along.
that's twine.
Well, thank you. But I was second guessing myself, and so I go, is it twine? I don't even know that I'm using the right word there. And then he goes, no, that's probably the best word to describe it.
So he knows what you're talking about.
Well, I was like, I don't know that how do you know?
Yeah.
You don't know at all what I'm thinking. I could be
Uh-huh.
thinking of anything in the store, and you're just affirming me, saying, "No, that's
Yeah,
twine."
we do have that. Takes you over to
Twine.
like the pillow section.
Yeah, or not
Right
even
here.
that, but it's like I'm thinking, twine. Yeah. Do you have any twine? Oh, I'm at balloons. Say no, no. Twine would probably be the best word for that. But anyway, so
Uh,
I might have met a mind reader.
mm.
He's taken his talents to Target to help people understand. Unfortunately, they didn't really have the twine I was looking for. He's like, yeah, your best bet would probably be in the stationery section. And so I went over there. No twine. No twine. So
But they had a rope.
they
So-
did have kind of a small rope, kind of
frayed on the ends.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
exactly.
Not what I was looking for. Though.
Yeah, no, not even a little bit. Anyway, so that was the other thing that was kind of heard in Lincoln, but
Nice.
it was a little bit concerning to me. So went to Target, had a little bit more luck, got some of the games there. I guess here's another. I didn't really prepare for this. I was gonna do like a guess what board games. Guess. Hold on. Here's the game. I give you a board game, and you tell me if I made it up or not. But I didn't really do much practice for that.
Okay.
Point is, they got some wild board games out there.
Gotcha.
that's so
They're
maybe
all
next
real.
week. Maybe
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't come up with any fake ones.
Okay.
Maybe next week
I'd be down.
I'll come back with that.
Maybe I'll study up. I won't.
You should.
I'm not
Yeah,
gonna.
probably don't. Probably don't. But
Does this board game exist? Sorry.
yeah,
Clue.
yeah,
The game of life.
yeah.
I'm racking my brain here.
Game of life. My life is a game. So we have gamified.
Yeah, it's a little demoralizing for you to diminish my life to just a game.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially when your success in that game is based on spinning a wheel on whether or not you did go to college.
Yeah, you. What are you?
Comparable to real life, but still.
Yeah, I mean it's it's not too dissimilar. Am I going to Mayview Meadows or I don't remember the ending estates.
Am I retiring early or am I? Yeah,
retiring often. Being retired often from my employers. So we'll see. But yeah. What else has been going on in your week, Ryan? Any?
I'll tell you.
Anything to compete with Fruit Party? I'll answer
To
for you.
compete with,
No.
Yeah, I mean, you set a pretty high bar there.
Yeah.
I'll try to match it,
Mhm.
but I'm not sure that I can. I did have a good time on. Let's see, was it Saturday? Yes, was Saturday.
Sure.
I
After we
actually-
recorded the pod, is that what you're thinking?
We
That
recorded
was
on
Friday.
Friday.
Never mind.
So it was after in
Yeah.
terms of a
Yeah,
timeline,
sure.
but not quite what you thought.
Right.
It was actually a lake day.
Oh yeah. This was Husker game day. You were going to
That's right.
external.
We went to
location.
Ireland.
Yeah, sure. Lake day.
Yes.
The Atlantic Ocean.
And by lake, I meant across the pond
yeah.
to our friends in green.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that offensive? I'm not sure.
How would that be offensive? They're our friends. We call them our friends.
Although they were probably wearing red to
Support the Stars.
yes.
GBR baby. We'll let you down. So come be a fan of us.
Yes.
We didn't really give them a good reason to support us in the
No.
end, but
No. But moving on,
yeah, Lake Day.
Lake Day. we you me myself and
I.
me myself and I was actually trying to remember how many people went. I was gonna say 12 others, but it was
Yeah,
actually I think 10.
yeah.
10 other
It was 4
people.
people. Me, myself, and
Me,
I.
myself,
And
and I.
G-Eazy. He's back.
Yes. We are on a first name basis.
Yeah. G First name, G-Eazy. Last name, Reynolds, actually. G-Eazy
Yes.
Reynolds. You
Yeah.
think that's a stage name, but it's
Uh,
it's just him.
and he refers to me as me, myself, and I.
Yeah, exactly. Where
Uh,
was this lake day? Where did you go?
this was in a bustling metropolis
Mhm.
of Plattsmouth, Nebraska.
Plattsmouth. Sounds
I'm
great.
not
Sounds
sure if you're
quaint.
familiar, but I would say probably not.
Mhm. I'm
And
not.
I believe there are quite a few man made lakes in the area,
Okay.
unless it was a natural lake,
Sure.
but I'm willing to bet it wasn't.
Okay. What makes you say that?
Just a,
It was a rectangle,
just a
and
hunch.
it was kind of surrounded by concrete. Really kind of just swaying back and forth.
It was a dam.
Yeah,
Let's just get it straight.
yeah. It was a
No.
pool, actually.
Yeah.
It was,
Yeah, it was about 10 feet in diameter,
yeah,
and it was plastic.
yeah,
No.
sure. Yeah,
Lake day.
Lake Day.
No, I don't know. I feel like you can just kind of tell.
Okay,
Maybe you don't have the
I don't
same
have that
sort of
sense.
you
I
don't
don't have.
have that superpower.
Missouri's got enough natural lakes to
It might
just
be
not need the
because
man-made.
yeah, that's true. Because you used to play cows and lakes, or was it lakes
Exactly.
and
Yeah,
cows?
exactly.
Um,
The order does matter, and it is cows and lakes. So
well, let me tell you, that game would not have worked well here because
there
there
were
were no cows.
no cows, only lakes. Everyone's at
Uh,
zero
and we were
on the
like
same side of the
constantly
road.
at the lake,
Yeah, exactly.
so we would have been reset like crazy.
Yeah.
In Omaha, though, there is a famous, no, not famous, famous to me maybe, man-made lake. So maybe that's why I have a
An
nice,
intuitive
yeah.
sense. Yeah, you grow up
It's
around these things.
just yeah, nagging in the back of my mind. It's like
Yeah.
that is not natural.
And yeah. Dude, have you seen that Geo Rainbolt guy on Instagram?
No.
He's this guy who plays GeoGuessr.
Oh, maybe.
You might
I
have
didn't
seen
know
this
his
guy.
name, but I
Well, I'm on a first name basis.
okay.
I'm on a account name basis with him, so
Nice.
not to flex.
Yeah.
But yeah, he does these crazy things where he'll see he'll see a Google Street View image for like 0.1 second and can locate it in the world.
I've seen I think a YouTube video of that.
Yeah,
So it might have been that guy.
it's pretty incredible. But you're the Geo Rainbolt of man-made lakes.
That's
You're
right.
like, you show me a lake for 0.1 second
0.1 seconds.
and black and white,
Yeah.
I can tell you. Boom.
Yeah. Natural.
Yeah.
And also year formed.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, there's a man-made lake in Omaha that I live near. Oh, try to find my
Okay.
okay. My house. Called
There you go.
Zarinsky Lake. It was in the news because of, write this down, zebra mussels. They
Zebra
are
mussels. Invasive species?
They are a natural disaster. Yes.
Okay.
Very invasive. In
Dang.
fact, they're so invasive they will attach themselves to your boats
Whoa.
and invade other lakes.
they start taking over.
Yeah.
Is that so?
Yes.
They start invading other lakes.
Yes.
That's pro.
They actually had
from
to
them.
drain the lake,
What?
the entire man-made lake,
That's probably how you
which
can
is
tell
a
it's
little,
man-made.
which is a little easier when it's man-made. Let me tell you.
Yeah. Yeah. That's incredible.
And yeah, something you might not know about man-made lakes. I know it because I'm just apparently very familiar
You're
with
one of
them.
the foremost experts.
Yes, is they're filled with tires at the bottom.
Really?
It's one of
So that they can move it, probably.
sure.
Yeah.
I guess it's just a good kind of base.
Sure.
Maybe. I'm
Yeah.
not that familiar. I
Yeah.
don't actually know.
Like, oh, is that the technical term?
Call me an expert.
Yeah.
But I literally have no idea why they do that.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just a good place to put used tires.
Maybe.
Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, lake
They were
day.
draining the lake, tiger lakes.
Yes.
Sorry. Tiger mussels, zebra mussels.
Zebra mussels.
That's pretty close.
Anyway, yeah, we were at the lake. One of my friends, associates, I would say we're friends,
All right.
lives at the lake, or their parents live there.
Mhm.
So we had a little excursion, and it was a great time. Let me tell you. Went out
Please
on the
do.
boat. It was overcast, but it wasn't cold.
That's pretty ideal.
So
That's pretty ideal.
that is ideal conditions.
Mhm.
And it started raining like when we went inside.
Oh, okay. I was
So
like, that.
you got that ambiance, but you don't have to like actually get wet. I mean, you got wet because there was a lake,
Yeah, I didn't say.
but
Oh, thank goodness I'm not getting wet right now. Just treading water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so you asked me before we started what was wrong with my elbows because
Yeah.
but I've got some.
You're talking on the mic there. It's probably not picking
Sure.
it up there.
I've I hope you heard that.
Yeah.
I've got some scrapes, abrasions.
Yeah, they are looking
injuries,
pretty raw
wounds.
in both senses of the term.
How did I do it? How did I make it out? I'll tell you how.
How did you make it out? What do you mean?
How did I survive?
The lake?
Yeah.
Okay. How did you?
Pretty easily for one.
Sure.
In fact, I don't know why I said it like that.
Okay.
It didn't actually hurt that bad.
Okay.
But how it happened was we went tubing on the lake.
Yeah, sure.
So you're kind of holding on.
Mhm.
I don't want to go flying.
Uh-huh.
So you're kind of like in the position, but you're still getting jostled.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
And enough jostling will kind of abrase. I don't think that's a word.
It will
Abrade your skin.
Yeah. Yeah. Trust me, I've been playing Bananagrams, so I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
And despite my best efforts, I still went flying off. I actually kind of ragdolled as I hit the lake, which was a little bit of kind of like, oh, is this how it ends?
Oh,
but that's only for like half a second.
That was just the beginning. Then I went into the water.
Yeah. And it was good. Honestly, I would do it again.
You would ragdoll again?
I would.
Okay. That's pretty insane that the water. You think water?
This wasn't the water.
Oh,
this
what?
wasn't the water. This was just holding on as you do turns and stuff.
You're holding on so tight that your skin just breaks?
Yes. I can show you. Well, I can't. But my friend, who we were on the tube at the same time, his comparable.
I don't even believe you right now.
You don't believe me?
No.
To be fair, I told the driver, I said, give us all you got. And that was probably a mistake.
Surely that's the water.
No, it wasn't. I mean, maybe some of it was the water, but
I am so confused. I'm gonna have to do some self-study.
Maybe I should take YouTubing.
Yeah,
see how you like it.
This was actually all. You'd probably love it. This was all.
Actually, you're anti-fun, so you probably wouldn't like it.
Oh, it was fun.
No, it was very fun. Oh. I would do it again.
Oh, you would do it again. Yeah. And I'm out.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm only doing things that you're only
right
doing
after
once.
I ride a roller coaster.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks. I really am gonna have to look that up because I.
What are you gonna look up?
How do you get sore? How do you get a braise on your skin?
It's how you're holding it.
What does that mean? How you're holding it?
Your stomach is against the tube.
Okay.
You're grabbing like handles at the front. And then you're getting pulled by the boat ahead of you.
So it's the tube that's causing it.
Yes.
Oh.
What did you think?
Well, you should have said that.
I thought
you said it's how you're holding it. I thought you were just saying that you were holding with such force
that I broke my skin.
Don't you see how I was in disbelief?
Kind of, but I also thought I thought I made it pretty clear. Maybe not.
Well,
we'll let the listeners decide.
Yeah. Dang. So you're basically only in the tube because your forearms are holding on.
Basically, yeah.
That's pretty insane. That's strong forearms.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Yeah, I mean, I lift.
Yeah. Do you even lift? I do.
I lifted myself out of the water when I went flying.
So, sure.
Anyway,
you lift yourself up. You dust yourself off.
That was my experience. That was not, not on the same level as a fruit party, but it's the best I got.
I would certainly say it wasn't. But teach their own. Some fruit party, others, abrade their skin. So that's how it goes sometimes.
And we are definitely deciding that is a word.
Yeah, exactly. I really so far my whole week has kind of been centered around fruit party. I would say, as you can imagine. I mean, with an event such as that, but. Really, it had rippling effects. Obviously, I already talked about the balloons, how it's just increased the fun level in the room because in the days following, we're just having a ball balloon. But on top of that, my diet was kind of thrown off, as you can say. I probably haven't had fruit in quite a while, probably since
It's
I
a
was
little
at,
overwhelming.
yeah, at the dining hall. And then I was eating fruit for about 4 hours straight. So I think I probably got my yearly intake in, but we'll see. Oh,
You know what that makes
dude,
me think of? That's bringing to mind Lord of the Flies. Did you read that
really?
book?
No. Did they have a lot of fruit in there?
They did because
I would probably
they were
like it.
stranded they were stranded on an island.
That sounds like a great
So
time.
really, all they could find was fruit. It actually turned out very poorly for them
Really?
because if you just eat fruit, you start
Okay.
having intestinal issues.
Well, that's nice that you mentioned that.
Okay.
Luckily, I didn't get to that level, but I did get to the level of concern where I was like, let's give this a Google search here. Say, I legitimately Googled, can you eat too much fruit or something like that. Turns out you can, but it's very difficult to do.
Okay.
So anyway, so we had that, but
You'd have
that
to be stranded on a deserted island with
yeah,
no other food for that to happen.
yes, that's pretty much what it said in the Google search in the text box. But anyway, so I ate about 4 hours worth of fruit. Because the thing about the fruit party, it's a delicate balance because you're like, I don't want to run out of fruit, but I don't want to be left with a lot of fruit
Yeah.
because this is a perishable item and it's going to go bad quickly.
Mhm.
Which kind of ties back to why I threw the party in the first place because it's like this fruit's going to go bad. Anyway, um, so you're kind of like, oh, I need to eat more, I need to eat more, and then you're like, I'm eating too much, I need to slow down. It's really kind of a psychological game. But anyway, so I ate a lot of fruit. Or bottom line. Then the next day, circumstances have it, I end up sleeping quite a bit in. That's what fruit will do to you. It'll really mess with the sleep cycle. And didn't have lunch. But the fruit carried me through until dinner, but then it's
Wow.
still not enough. Anyway, what I'm getting at, that night, I made one of the better physical purchases I think I've made this year, at least
You
from
bought
an
more fruit?
excitement level. You would think. I bought a 50 count of pizza rolls.
Wow.
Dude, let's go.
Pizza rolls are so good.
Pizza rolls, I just want to shout out pizza rolls real quick.
Do you have a
Um,
microwave in here?
no, I have to go to the lounge, so
Mm.
it's quite a bit of a walk, but it's still worth it because you're like, I've only had one meal today. It's about 12:30 a.m. in the morning, and what am I gonna do? Nathan of the past would go and get chocolate covered pretzels, chips, other snacky items.
Junk food.
Nathan of the current would get pizza rolls,
Healthy food.
aka yes, other snack food. But it's just a little bit more hearty, you know.
Mhm.
There you got a whole gram of protein in one roll,
Oh, I
so
did not know that.
not bad.
Wow.
Um, but anyway, that was just a peak of excitement. I mean, it's not as big as the fruit party peak,
Mhm.
but
We got
still
sort of a
good.
mountain range going.
We do. Another smaller peak, which I didn't really remember to mention, but as I was shopping for the fruit party, oh, small peak. Oh, we got cherries. Okay. Dude.
That's a fruit, right? I feel like
Yes.
that's included.
Well, it is, but not when you've forgotten about it.
Oh.
And then you come across it in the Super Saver and
Oh,
you're like,
wow.
oh my gosh. When's the last time you had a cherry?
I had a cherry flavored soda
That's
earlier
not the
today.
same, dude. That's not the same. Don't
Mountain
even
Dew
try
Code
that with
Red.
me. Cherry?
I don't remember the last time I've had a cherry. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
honest.
You can have the opportunity to have one right now because, dude, cherries, they're in that top 3 or 4 or whatever list I've
Add that
made
to
at
the
this
list of
episode.
things that I like.
It's just been a really exciting week for me.
Yeah.
I've just been living life, living the
Mhm.
zeal. So get some cherries while you
Yep.
can. I got some Canadian cherries, which isn't ideal, but you know, we'll get what we can. I would prefer.
Is that like
Uh,
Canadian bacon? Or
no, they're just cherries from Canada.
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually ham.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what that was. But anyway, it's
Yeah, you've had
very exciting,
somewhat of a fruit awakening.
dude. Yeah, it's been
Some
incredible.
Can
One of
I
the best
suggest
weeks I've had in a while.
something in regard to the pizza rolls?
Mhm.
Might be a little more difficult for you since you don't really have your own oven or microwave in here.
Sure.
I would suggest the oven.
Really?
Pizza
Okay.
rolls in the oven, they're so much better than microwave. I mean, I feel like
I
that
can do
goes
that.
for a lot of foods. Like
Mhm.
microwave, it's fast, it's easy, but you're
Yeah,
sacrificing the quality.
that's very true.
You throw those in the oven, take a little 10 minutes ish. I don't actually know how
Da-da-da.
long it takes.
Look on the packaging,
Then
probably.
yeah, definitely read the
Yeah,
packaging.
probably 15 minutes at
Remember to do that.
425
Yeah.
is gonna be too much,
Yeah.
probably.
You just put it straight on the rack too.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, all my pizza rolls are at the bottom of my oven. I don't know what
All
happened.
my pizza rolls just exploded in the oven and whoa.
Yeah, that
Um,
is actually doable. We have a communal oven as well,
okay.
and we have various kitchen things that I can use. I have a kitchen tray that I can use. Just
Uh,
put some aluminum foil on that to
yeah.
catch the bits, and then I don't even have to wash it.
See,
That's really
I'm
ideal.
sure this doesn't happen, but the one thing I'd be worried about is just walking down and be like, someone yacked my pizza rolls.
Oh, they're not
Just
going to yak
someone
my
yoinked
pizza
them.
rolls. They're not going to yak.
Nah.
I will protect from the yaks,
You're just standing
from the
guard in front of
yackers.
the oven.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll just stay. Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
stay in the kitchen.
Nice.
I'll get in there. But it is questionable. I might have to go at those early morning times, but that's really peak pizza roll hours for me anyway. So
Yeah, apparently.
I don't have that much competition. What I will say, and this is more of a PSA to anyone who might be using these particular kitchens, make sure you turn off the burners, okay,
Oh,
on the stove. I
there
went
was
in.
a fire truck that went by on campus
Right.
like a few days ago.
Yeah.
Might have been yesterday.
That was
What?
me.
Oh,
No,
okay.
no, it was not me. I actually protected from that very event, I would like to say. I was going second day of pizza rolls, probably the day after my first day of pizza rolls. I went in, had a good batch of 12 in 2 serving sizes.
Well, you're a growing boy.
Well, yeah, that's exactly what my mother says. So anyway, I don't know why I said that. All right. Anyway, that's really all this podcast is I don't know why I
I
said
don't know
that.
what. Yeah.
Anyway, so I get my 12 pizza rolls. I'm carrying them down the hallway because I unload them in this room, and then I carry them probably 2 or 3 minutes, just open face. Those could be yacked, or
Just straight out of your hands.
Yeah, exactly. So I probably should pay more attention to that. But anyway, I open up the kitchen, walk in. I'm like, wow, it is quite toasty in here. I'm feeling the heat.
Yeah.
If I had to give a temperature, I would say in the 80s, probably.
Okay.
And I'm like, what's going
not
on?
room temperature.
Not room. Well, it was that room temperature, but it's not
Yeah.
the generally accepted room temperature. Anyway, it is, yes, a significant heat level. And I hear some sort of noise. It sounds like someone kind of maybe blowing a balloon. I don't know, something like that.
Yep.
I'm like, what's going on? Like the window is closed.
Who's blowing balloons in here?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, what's up, Kevin?
Yeah.
Hey, I didn't see you there for a second. No.
He grabbed some extra balloons for the first party.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But anyway, I'm considering having anyone that shows up in my room blow a balloon. So I'm glad you participated in that. But I've got about 50 left. Point is, I go in there, I hear a noise, and I'm kind of looking around. I'm like, oh, one of these stove burners is set to 7, and there's nothing on there. It's just been set like that. And I can tell you almost for a fact that it probably had been lit for that like that for about 2 hours. So all this heat is just going into the room.
Yeah.
And I think I probably saved, I mean, not to toot my own horn here, not to blow my own balloon, but I think I probably saved the building from burning down because keep like that for overnight. Again, this is probably 1 a.m. No one is going to be going there until, I don't know, maybe 8 a.m. But 7 more
When
hours
you
of
go to
that.
make your pizza rolls again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, round 2.
Go in there again. Somebody left it on again. Come on, guys.
But it was pretty concerning. I'll say that.
Yeah.
But also, I get it. This isn't your stove, so you think, oh, let's just burn down the whole place.
Yeah, it's that what's that? It's like an economic principle. Common man's something.
Common law.
Common law.
Maybe.
English common law.
Yeah, the common ground. I don't know.
I forget what it's called, but it's something where whenever something is shared but not you don't have ownership of it,
Mhm.
you don't treat it with as much respect as something that you do own.
No respect at all.
Yeah.
That's how I treat it. When
Forgetting
I
the actual
left, I
term.
actually set a tie. I actually almost made the situation worse because when I turned it off, I thought it was going to be one of those that like you can't go past 0, but
Turns out.
turns out I went a little bit past and I actually set it to the max. So I was about to leave it on the max setting, and I'm like,
I saved the building,
guys,
guys.
don't worry.
I saved the
Don't
building.
worry.
Not asking for a medal, but some sort of plaque certificate would be great.
Yeah.
And
So
then
who
during
stuck back in there and set it to max?
during the award ceremony,
Yeah.
fire alarm goes off.
I'm not going to rule out arson. I've been on, but anyway.
It would be great if
Luckily, I
somebody,
caught myself.
if you turn it off and walk back to your room. A few minutes later, somebody walks and is like, "Who
Who
turned
did
off my
that?"
2-hour oven burner preheat? I've been waiting for 2 hours."
I was legitimately thinking for a second, like, maybe someone's gonna come back.
What
to
am I gonna
this.
eat now?
But then
This
I'm
was
like,
my entire dinner plan.
like, no, that is ridiculous. Why
What
would you
kind
need
of
to?
inconsiderate?
But
Yeah.
that was actually one of the nights I played Bananagrams for about 2-ish hours. That's how I know
Wow.
no one went into the kitchen, because I was out in the common area playing. That one felt
Nice.
good. That one was part of what got me addicted because I was having so much fun. Have you ever played
Great.
Bananagrams?
Not in recent memory, I don't think.
We are gonna
Should
have
we
to play. Let's do it.
Next week we can do a little
Yeah.
Bananagrams on the pod even.
I feel like I'm in a heightened mental state when I'm playing Bananagrams.
Makes you think.
It really does. I would recommend any parents out there get some Bananagrams. When I was in Target, they got a green banana, and that's for younger kids, but I don't really understand that one because it's like, it seems like you just, I guess I should probably explain. Bananagrams, it's like a reverse Scrabble. Not really. You get a layout of words and you have to decide where the triple letter points are. No, it's not like that at all. It's more battle Scrabble, you could say. Except when you're
Wow.
playing when it's a one person.
That's a good marketing.
Well, I'm
should do
telling
the
you,
Bananagrams marketing
it's a
team.
good game. Basically, each person has their own board that you're building up. You don't play off other people's boards. You start out, depending on the number of players, you start out with different numbers of tiles. So let's say you have like 4 people playing. You start out with 21 tiles each, and you go on your mark, get set, split, or something. That's something like that. I think that's actually in the rules. We didn't play by that, but you flip everything over and you try to, make basically your Scrabble board as much as you can. And over time, you've got a ton of like open letters, and so over time, through various mechanisms, you draw. This isn't a Bananagrams crash course, but anyway, point is you go until in total the letters have run out and whatnot. So with that being said, it seems like this would be a game for any age. It seems like you wouldn't have to have a specific game for younger people because you just have letters. Like
I'm a little interested in what the changes are. Yeah.
Yeah, I might have to get it just to see.
Not because I want it.
Yeah, not because I'm on a 3rd grade spelling level, but because
the people want to know. The listeners want to know.
It's very confusing. So I don't know. It seems like you would just make smaller words rather than needing different letters.
There's just fewer letters in the box.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know why I even brought that up, but Bananagrams.
It's just a little crash course, even though you said it wasn't, for next week when we play.
Yeah, exactly.
So
exactly.
Next week when we play, we're not going to repeat ourselves. So just come back to this part of the episode.
Yeah, we're going to say, you already know what's going on. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, split. Anyway, so Bananagrams is incredible. That's the end takeaway. Bananagrams, cherries, fruit.
Yep.
I don't even know what else, dude. Fruit parties. They're elite. So
they're on the list.
Cool. Anyway, man, it's just been such a great week. I gotta say, just going through it, I just feel so much more.
Definitely.
It's not even like I was down. I was up because I had a great week. But now looking back, I'm even more up than I was.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like that Cardi B song. And it's up, and it's up, and it's up, and it's up. One of the more, lyrically clever lines, I would say. So, anyway.
Well, little what am I trying to say? Itinerary
Okay.
for you. I'm making a return to your hometown this weekend. That's right.
To Kansas City. I was
No,
gonna,
your other
I was
hometown.
thinking Lincoln. I was like, you're already here.
Yeah,
I've already lost my
that did
allegiance.
take a few
Yeah.
seconds too long.
Okay, Kansas City. Yes.
Yes,
What are you doing there? What are you doing down in my neck of
I'm
neck of the woods?
visiting another friend's place of residence.
Okay,
So
you got another friend.
I have actually more than two friends. Yes,
Congrats.
um I've got the person who lives at the lake,
Yeah,
and then I've got my roommate,
sure.
my two friends, and now this third person who lives in Kansas City. Not you.
Oh, all right.
That's yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
uh, Not entirely sure what we're doing yet, but I'm
Okay.
sure I'll have plenty to talk about for next episode.
That's exciting.
Wanted to give a little heads up since I know that you have a bit of an attachment with the locale.
Yeah, I'm very fond,
So,
very fond, very fond of Kansas
yes,
City. So excellent. Do you know what part of the city you're going to, or not even?
we are going to the better side, Kansas City, Kansas.
Oh,
No, I'm just kidding.
okay.
No,
You need to leave.
no. To be completely honest, I'm not entirely sure which Kansas City we're going to, but I'm going to say 70-30 Kansas City, Missouri.
Nice. Let's go.
So,
That's also the official ratings. 70% think Missouri is better. 30%
yeah, that was not my
think
confidence
Kansas.
level.
Yeah. So that's awesome.
Anyway.
Well, I look forward to hearing how that goes.
Okay.
Yeah, well, Labor Day
Yep.
Labor Day fun. I might be going to the Nebraska State Fair. So your
Okay.
home state's fair. We'll see. We'll see how things turn out. But I'm excited. And just ready to have another good week. Have some more cherries and
Great.
call it a week. So
Well,
shall we end the episode?
we can. I've got one last thing for you.
Just one more thing.
One before you go.
Don't leave. Don't turn that dial.
Call now, and you will receive your very own custom engraved mug with Nathan's name on it. If you remember from several episodes ago, I'm not entirely sure which episode,
One of the
but it was
first
one of the
ones.
early ones.
Gimme.
Hold on, let's bring it out here. And this is forgot about that part. So all right. Yeah, maybe I'll hold this up to the camera a little bit. But so on there, we got thank you, Nathan. On this was delivered to myself,
Yeah.
who, as you might be aware, I'm not Nathan.
Yeah, that's not one
Hopefully
of your
you know
names.
that by now.
Yeah.
And on the other side,
They misheard you and thought your name was Nathan.
on the other side, this is, a bit hurtful, but at the same time, I understand. This side says, Rakes Students Rock.
Yeah. 2 exclamation points. Bang, bang.
So the program we were a part of
Yeah.
is part of the Jeffrey S. Rakes
School of Computer Science and Management. And the fact that they didn't put the full name is that's what's hurtful.
Yeah, it's a little disrespectful. No. So Nathan is a student in the school.
Yeah.
Myself, I'm merely an associate,
Yes.
or was, not
Ooh.
even anymore.
Yeah.
So this does
He's
not actually
technically
apply
not
to
a
me.
Rake
This does not apply
student.
to me. I was, in fact, the only associate on the team. So
But you're a Rake student in our hearts.
I understand.
And in our
And now
minds, I
I'm
guess.
giving you this, which is rightfully yours, to be honest. Although it was mailed to me, so I don't
There you
know that it is.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't want it.
Okay. Yeah, you would rather not have one that says Nathan on it?
Yeah.
Well, that's fair.
And to be fair, I'm not entirely sure where mine is, although I think we've kind of done process of elimination.
Yours is with Ray.
It has to be with with our other team member Ray, since there were two Ryans on the team.
Yeah. Isabel got Ray's, I got Isabel's, you got mine. And then Ryan got one that said Ryan.
Yeah.
It would be funny if they differentiated. Say she got one that said Ryan H. And then
it is a little unfortunate thinking I had a higher chance of getting my own name and still didn't get it.
Still didn't work out.
Yeah.
It wasn't meant to be.
But
UPS don't lie. So that's what they say.
Anyway, there you go. I've been holding on to that for a while, keeping it safe.
Yeah, sure. Holding
now
it
it's yours.
hostage.
That was
just,
actually
did something he wanted. So
if you remember, that's what I forgot last week.
Yeah.
Why I was a little upset
Yeah.
because yeah, I wanted to get that out of my house.
Yeah.
Get it out of here.
Get
It's taking
out
up
of here.
space.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's good stuff. Well,
now
thank you so much for
I
that.
think we can end it.
That's a great note to end on.
Yes, little gift giving. I expect
Yes.
something next week. I'll just say it.
Well, didn't I give something to you last time? I did. All right. I think we're even. All right. Thank you, everyone, for listening. If you're on YouTube, we are hopefully moving this time. Last time we had some big recording issues, but
That's
I think
right.
we've hopefully got the setup all worked out now. We are in person and we are having a great time.
Yes.
So thanks for listening. Leave us a review, comment. You know the stuff. We'll see you
Catch
next week. Boom. See ya. When you're a dog, you don't have other dogs.
Well, yeah. It's
Yeah,
a
no
dog
dogs,
eat
no
dog
cats.
world.
It is, yeah. It's a dog feed dog world.
Sure.
It's a robot feed dog world now.
Yeah.
That's what's going on.